So everyone, this is Acid Roots. We've got a Ludacris review for you. I feel like this is one of the ones that deserves recognition, and the reason why is because it didn't get a ton of attention, and that's Ludacris's Back for the First Time. So, about this album, came out 15 years ago, and it was different just because it started to talk about Southern rap. And so if you look at the year 2000, there wasn't T.I., Lil Wayne wasn't really huge at the time. There wasn't a Jeezy. There just weren't a ton of people that were around that you could hear. But Ludacris was here, and he had like a pair of hits that they're real campy, kind of just a little bit. His style is more, just he just had a big mouth. That's like the only way to describe it is that he said whatever he wanted, and it just felt more kind of like this is hard to describe, but I do feel like it was needed probably because most people didn't have the time to actually say what they were thinking. And Ludacris just has more expression than some people. Like back in the 90s, you would just get records where they're just saying, I'm going to go smoke and I don't give a fuck what you think. And Ludacris would kind of more say, like, there's nothing you can do about it. And if you don't like it, suck a dick. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff you're going to get from him. So he's just a little bit more in your face. But this record it's a good record, but there's a lot, and I mean, there's quite a bit of bad production. So this isn't necessarily an outstanding debut. But it shows promise. That's the greatest characteristic is he's capable, he can make good songs, and he's probably a lot slicker than some of the other cats that were around at the time. This is kind of like a bit of a page turner just because 1998, that sort of music, just rappers with charisma weren't as big at the time, so this was definitely needed. So you can smoke to this, and some of the songs I recommend you smoke to, there are 16 songs, but 2 of them are skits. I actually think 3 of them are skits. That's 13 songs that are left, and then there's a remix. So it just does not really go that well. But I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, there's 12 songs, so you can smoke to about 5 or 6 of them. And What's Your Fantasy? Hood Stuck's a real good one. Stick 'em Up's a real good one. Ho's a real good one. Catch Up's a real good one. Southern Hospitality. So those are some ones I recommend you smoke to. And the production, now this is the thing about it, is that, well, I just did not like the beats that I heard on here. Like, you got the first 3 songs on the album really have bad production, and then there's like a couple other ones, or there's like one where there's like some beatboxing in there. I didn't feel like that belonged on an album. Get Off Me, like, yeah, I mean, there's probably about like 6 songs that I didn't like, and then in addition to the skits, so it just creates like a good 8 songs that were not that good. But yeah, some of the beats that were good, Ho has a really good, that one's pretty tense, I liked it. Catch Up has a really good beat. Southern Hospitality takes some time to listen to, but that has a good beat. and Stick 'Em Up's one of the best on the release. So the unheard songs, this is the major thing. Hood Stuck is one of the best on the album. It's not a radio song though, and I'm kind of curious as to whether anyone listened to it outside of just owning the CD. But, I just don't feel like people were buying the song individually or anything. Stick 'Em Up was a good one that has Underground Kings on there. And Ho, that one probably got some attention. Catch Up, Southern Hospitality, and What's Your Fantasy. So those were the 6 songs that I liked. And then Fat Rabbit, I like the song, but it feels kind of a little bit as if it just feels dated. That's kind of the way to describe it. It just feels as if, that one just felt like it tried a little bit too hard. And which is really the only song that I felt like that, but it just, when people listen to it, I don't feel like as many people are going to think, yeah, this is, you got to be careful because Ludacris was in his early 20s, so he didn't quite have all the wisdom. And, is this music for people who are 16 or 32? And, it's hard to do that. But luckily, that's not the weakness most of the time. These songs pack punch, and they're good to smoke to. They're pretty relaxed. They've got topics like just what you're doing at the time. It's just the story of a man who was from Atlanta that happened to smoke and be around females all day, which then you just got to figure out from there what else is going on. So, which is basically just cars, clothes, and the occasional going to clubs and things like that. So, you just gotta figure that out. That's kind of the surprise, is just listening to the lyrics and being able to relate to them. So you'll be able to do that. So because I liked about 6 out of 12 songs, I'm gonna barely recommend this album, and I give it like a 5 out of 10. Feel like that's good. It's okay, I guess. The future, Ludacris dropped an album, and I bet you he'll drop a mixtape within like the next year and a half or so. But is this album social? I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10 social, just because some of these songs, they just pack punch, and Ludacris is a pretty approachable guy. He's someone that people have heard. Fast and Furious boosted him a lot. He just had songs that had like this punch to them. He was real meme ready, had catchphrases, just songs that were, you could gossip to these songs. It worked. And so he was showing signs of it on his first album. And so I recommend that you check it out, because it's definitely got some stuff. And then, most of the album isn't dated. But alright, can it be topped? Yes, it can. So I give this album a 5 out of 10 and a 6.5 social. Subscribe for more fun.